one of the top line takeaways from these new text messages that Dominion has revealed is that the people at Fox did not believe any of this election conspiracy garbage that was being spread on their airwaves, as well as the airwaves of places like OAN, Newsmax, and independent right-wing media. So I want to give you some examples of that. Carlson, at one point, Tucker Carlson texted a redacted name, quote, that it was shockingly reckless to claim that Dominion rigged the election. If there's no one inside the company willing to talk, or internal Dominion documents or copies of the software showing that they did it, and as you know, there isn't. He said that Sidney Powell was lying and called her a blankety bitch, I'll say that. Laura Ingraham said in a group text with Carlson and Hannity that Powell was a bit nuts. Sean Hannity said he didn't believe it for 1 second when he heard her claims. And so, look, if I vaguely recall that in the wake of the election, Tucker Carlson, I think out of all of them, said a few critical things about Sidney Powell. I believe that that is the case, in which case very mild credit to him. The issue was he has still been a very active participant in more generalizable, less legally actionable claims of voter fraud. If he is nuanced, it is only in that he has been CYAing when it comes to the claims. He doesn't want to make specific claims that can be fact checked about specific companies that could sue him, but he still does want to be an active participant in spreading the idea that the election has been stolen. But as you saw in that, it's not just him. Laura Ingraham didn't believe a lot of this stuff. Sean Hannity didn't believe a lot of this stuff. After hearing that host Lou Dobbs ran false information about election fraud, one producer responded, "Jesus Christ, does anyone do a blank, simple Google search or read emails?" And the frustration of the producers was a constant throughout these. One of Laura Ingraham's producers says that her interest in false Dominion voter claims is gonna give me an effing aneurysm. So that's fun. No word on if this producer actually passed away. And according to Dominion's lawyers, not a single Fox witness testified that they believe any of the allegations about Dominion are true. So this is hosts, this is producers and stuff like that, execs. Indeed, Fox witness after Fox witness declined to assert the allegations' truth or actually stated that they do not believe them. So that leaves us with a big question. If nobody on camera, no one behind the camera believed any of this stuff, why were they participating in it? And there are a couple of, I think, compelling explanations for that. Tucker Carlson, throughout a lot of this, is very clear that he's worried about reputational loss for himself, but also for the company. He talks about that constantly, that if they're not seen to be on the right side of this, that they could very much be hurt. He says, do the executives understand how much credibility and trust we've lost with our audience? We're playing with fire for real. An alternative like Newsmax could be devastating to us. And he in particular was criticizing things like them being the first to call Arizona for Biden, which was an accurate call of a true result. He hated that because the audience hated that. This wasn't about reflecting truth. This was about being seen to be pure amongst the audience. And he wanted to take action as a result of his fears. He called for a Fox reporter to be fired because she did an accurate fact check in a tweet. She wasn't wrong in any way, but he said that she had to be fired. It needs to stop immediately, like tonight. It's immeasurably hurting the company, this accurate fact check. The stock price is down, not a joke. But maybe even worse than what he said about her, the CEO, Suzanne Scott, weighed in and said that Sean texted me, blah, blah. He's standing down and responding, but not happy about this. Don't understand how this is allowed to happen from anyone in here. She said that Heinrich, the reporter, has serious nerve doing this. And if this gets picked up, viewers are, quote, going to be further disgusted. And the tweet was taken down. So Tucker reached out about this. There's no word that she was fired, to be clear. But the CEO jumped in and said, and made very clear why they were pushing back. Not that it was inaccurate. It wasn't. Heinrich was right. But the audience didn't like it, so it had to go. Brett, what do you think? I know that's a lot.
This is, I don't know if you saw, what is it, Dr. Strangelove, where they go, you can't fight in here, this is the war room. Tucker Carlson is running around going, you can't tell the truth here, this is the newsroom. That's exactly what he's doing. And so it's funny because we've been the last couple of weeks, we've been doing our like responsible journalism trainings with all the producers. And in it, it's basically like, if you realize there's a mistake, I mean, we didn't say this because we've done it before, but if there's a mistake, you correct it. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of reasons. One, you have to have a soul, right? In their case, they don't. But the other is like legal consequences. If you like in every law is the word knowingly. This is the knowingly part. This is the malicious part. This is the part where they have to prove that there was malice. And it seems like Tucker Carlson was running around maliciously saying the more important thing than the truth and then the reputation of Dominion, which we have very clearly with the word news in the bug at the bottom of the screen, pretended the opposite of the truth about, which is a lie. The more important thing than that is reputation of him. And that is a malicious intent, in my opinion, in my analysis of that situation. And I don't think a jury would disagree with me. And so he's in that position where, and he put everyone in it. And it's so delicious that the truth is actually coming out.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.